afternoon. Welcome to TNC Radio.live. This is the Truckers Network Radio Show. And now here's your host, Shelley Johnson.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. Yes, this is the Truckers Network Radio Show on TNC Radio.live, where we offer the news, information, traffic, weather, sports, and entertainment our commercial drivers want and need. The truck show season's in full swing, and there are lots of activities like that going on across the nation. We like to feature upcoming shows so our driver listeners can check them out around the country. The Mideastern Cruise-In is coming up fast in South Carolina. With us today to talk about it is the founder of the event and owner of the Mideastern Chrome Stop, Joe Witt. Welcome, Joe. Thank you for being on the show with us.
Hey, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Getting to talk with you folks again and all the listeners out there. This is my second rodeo with y'all, so maybe I'll do a little better at my job here today. But glad to be with you, excited to be with you. We're excited about our upcoming event. We tag it a cruise-in, and it's really centered around the trucking industry, and then we throw in a little outside flair of some other vehicles too. So thanks a lot for having me on here.
Oh, absolutely. And we love to feature you. You know, I know you've been really busy. You had that previous show you did a couple months ago. This event is going to be really cool for drivers and their families. What all is going on at the event, and when and where will it be held?
So it is at our Gaston/Columbia, South Carolina location. It's on I-26. It's easily seen right off of the interstate there, exit 125, and it's at our Mideastern facility there. It's right along on the frontage road with some other facilities that also serve the trucking industry, a small, medium-sized truck stop right there at the exit too. So we do that, ends up about 3 o'clock. So we're about a 10 to 3 kind of event. Really just try to make it about 5 hours of the focal point of it. And of course, ladies and guys start rolling in usually 7:30, 8 o'clock, and get all their vehicles wiped down, perched, poked up and prodded just like they want them. And so we just kind of kick the day off. We have some board games, and we try to encourage the children and all the family members to come. And so we do that. And of course, there's plenty of camaraderie around the trucks. You get a bunch of truck guys and folks around. There's plenty of talking. We also get the Antique Truck Historical Society. We've got a pretty active group up in the upstate that always participates with us. So we have that going on. We generally have some music, so forth, going on, and then we'll circle back around to food. We got some food here. Raffle prizes, door prizes, specials, and just everything that goes with all of that.
Sure. What kind of rigs are people going to see?
Well, you're going to see everything from the restored B61 Mac that some of these drivers don't even know what those are, all the way to the brand new Kenworth, Peterbilts, and Freightliners, just the whole gamut and everything in between. It's primarily just the tractors, but we'll have sometime we'll have 12, 15 combos, the tractor and trailer combos, but right. You'll have all of those vehicles, and then there'll be some other antique vehicles that show up, some medium-sized trucks that ATHS group comes up with. And generally some of those folks along the line are some classic car folks, and so you might see a little bit of that, and you might see a few here or there ride up on a motorcycle. So
very cool.
We get a full gamut.
So it's whatever you want to show off, you can bring it, basically.
Bring it, and we'll welcome you and glad to have you with us. That's exactly right.
Now, are there deadlines for registration? How does all that work if somebody wants to showcase their vehicle?
No real deadline, guys. We just try to keep that open, and as long as we can. We've been able to handle it so far, and I guess if we get to that being a problem, we'll welcome that problem. But lots of the folks just register when they arrive that morning. Of course, we like them to give us a little bit of time, and not try to do that right at 10 a.m. But we'll take them. We'll take them all day long. We're glad to have everybody participate.
How many rigs do you typically get?
I would say in the 50 range.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not huge, but it's enough. It makes a pretty nice statement when you pass by on the interstate and look over and see all those rigs in one place, all revved up and shining. And
oh yeah,
we've probably had some more than that before, but that's sort of the number we usually expect. And then the other vehicles, Shelley, that fill in the blanks, they might count up to 30 vehicles or so. So it's a good show.
So it's the kind of show that won't wear you out walking around, but you can really have fun all day and really check out the rigs and then talk to the drivers and the owners. And that's half the fun too. People have bragging rights.
Absolutely. It's a big part of it. And as I kind of wander around during the day, that really is special for me. It warms my heart to see these people sitting around and sharing that camaraderie and seeing people. And when you can watch them from a distance and see them talking and conversing with one another, and that everybody's just enjoying it and having a great time together, it warms my heart.
So this would be a combination of what, work trucks as well as show trucks.
There are a few of the quote unquote show trucks, those trucks that never really hook to a trailer and never really haul any freight and never really earn any money. But it is primarily working class guys.
Excellent.
It's working trucks. Yeah.
That's what's fun. And I think that's what our listeners consider to be a truck show, Yes. It's the salt of the earth. It's excellent.
Yes. That's sort of why we call it the Cruise-In, because sometimes that show truck word might have some guys not come that we'd really love to have come. We'd love to have them come and be with us and be proud of what it is they're working with on a daily basis and what they make the living with for their families. And that's sort of our focus on it.
And I think being right by the freeway, you probably have some curiosity seekers that come in and go, wow, what's all this? And I think a lot of people are wowed when they really check out these rigs, how beautiful they really are.
Yeah, we really do get some of that. That location, that store location on 26 is a little better in that regard than our store over here on I-95, but it does get that. So those travelers that are traveling westbound on I-26, they can see that, and if they're in either the right two lanes, they can make the exit, and so we see that happen quite frequently during the day. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And sometimes the folks that pull up aren't really trucker folks at all, but are just intrigued by the wow factor of what they saw over there, and so they come over and mingle around with us.
And they've got to have, when I see rigs like that, I have a lot of pride. I mean, this is just the heart of America, and of course, drivers keep our country rolling.
No question about that. I think we touched on this a little bit in the last interview we did.
Yeah.
The COVID of the world sure brought a lot of negativity, but it sure brought some positivity in lots of ways too, and in bringing people together and fighting for a cause, which is sort of the core of America. But man, did it bring some focus to our drivers that keep America moving, and really proud for that, for those folks. And the Mideastern, every time I sign my name on an email or anything, it's always saying on there, we're serving those that move America since 1985.
That's right. Yeah, if anybody has anything at all It came by truck. And people need to not forget that. And all of our hardworking people who are across the nation working 24/7, 7 days a week to get us what we need, get us our stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Some people, we have some conversations sometime in the transportation industry about, they move some stuff on the railroad. Well, if it's on the railroad, it's either been on a truck or it's going to be on a truck.
That's right.
So the truck is the heartbeat, no
That's
question
right.
about that.
Absolutely.
I never really understand that stat when they say that trucks move 78% or whatever. I'm thinking, well, yeah, maybe if you're like measuring tonnage or something, but if you're saying that something's never been on a truck, I don't see how that's, it's not like a railroad pops up in my backyard or drops by Walmart or something like that. At some point, it's got to get off the train and get on the truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be on a truck. The sawmill might be beside the railroad, and the building supply might be beside the railroad.
Uh-huh.
But my house is not beside the railroad.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, I 100%. I mean, okay, there's something I'm not thinking of. So 99.99% of everything has got to have been on a truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's been handled by a truck in some way, hasn't it, Tom?
I think so. I mean,
Absolutely.
Can't imagine what it would be.
We do have to go to break here. I want to learn more about the history of the show. You also said it's a fundraiser, Joe. I want to touch on that. We're talking with Joe Witt. He's the founder of the Mideastern Cruise-In. He's the owner of Mideastern Chrome Stop. You're listening to the Truckers Network radio show here on TNCRadio.live. Stay tuned for more coming up. The Truckers Network helps professional drivers save money and makes their lives easier. We were created for drivers by a commercial driver. We know the industry and driver needs. A Truckers Network membership offers exclusive discounts through our trusted partners on things like truck care, truck parking, tires, oil changes, fuel additives, fitness, roadside assistance, first aid kits, driver training, and a whole lot more. Start saving today. Check us out at app.thetruckersnetwork.net. That's app.thetruckersnetwork.net. The trucking industry keeps America running thanks to the 3.36 million professional truck drivers who deliver everyday goods to 80% of American communities who rely on trucking for that last mile. The industry represents a diverse group with nearly half of drivers at 42% as minorities. Trucking Moves America Forward, or TMAF, educates the public on the essentiality of trucking by telling the story of trucking and its positive impact on our economy, communities, and lives. Learn how you can join the industry movement by visiting truckingmovesamerica.com. Welcome back to the Truckers Network radio show on TNCRadio.live. I'm Shelley Johnson, and we're talking with Joe Witt, the founder of the Mideastern Cruise-In, and he's the owner of Mideastern Chrome Stop. Joe, this upcoming show this month is going to be really cool for drivers and their families. What's the history of the show? How did it all begin?
So when I opened that other location over there on I-26, we were there just a few months, and just instead of just your normal kind of open house, we decided to sort of bring that open house in with trying to get a truck, quote unquote, truck show going. And we just got to working on it, decided to call it a cruise-in instead of the truck show, just because of, as we spoke a few minutes ago, I just wanted it to feel warm and welcoming to all facets of all trucks and people of all walks of life. I wanted them all to feel welcome to come there. So we opted to call it a cruise-in. So we started with that, and we've picked a few charities along the way. I've got really 3 charities that are close to my heart that myself and my company try to support. And so we've just decided to kick that off and have us a cruise-in, get folks together, do it on an annual basis, try to raise awareness and some funding for one of those 3 charities of mine, and that's really how it got started. This would be I think I'm right, this would be our 11th one, I believe, is right, Shelley. But
Okay.
of course, we missed a couple of them for COVID. So that's kind of how it got started.
Excellent. So it just kind of grew, really grassroots. Drivers like that too.
Yeah, definitely grassroots. And so we kind of support, just to pick up on that, our three supporters, and I guess it's really me, has been the Special Olympics. So there's a strong segment of that in South Carolina. So we supported the South Carolina Special Olympics through the law enforcement torch run, and it's a way to bring awareness to what goes on with Special Olympics, to the needs of those folks. But they have a fabulous program through the torch run, which takes that through the law enforcement community. So it was quite an oddity to kick this thing off with truckers and say, "Come on out. We want to introduce you to our local DOT guys, and we want you to bring your truck to them." And so it was a little bit of a challenge out of the gate with it, Shelley, but man, did it turn out great. And those truck folks came out and supported it, and realized what a great opportunity it was. So we've done a few of these along the years for the South Carolina Special Olympics, and through that torch run, everything that is raised, those funds go straight to the athletes or their families. They've got a great avenue there to disperse those funds and use them, and none of it goes toward the top end or the administration. So that's really a great a great kick for people to
Sure.
want to support it, because they know their money's going to the good cause.
That's right. People want it to go where it's supposed to go, not administration.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yeah. Although we need that administration,
Oh,
but
sure.
yes.
So
Hope that kind of answered you getting out of the gate there.
yeah, what charity is benefiting from the event this year?
So Duke Cancer Institute, their research team, and that's a little dear to my heart, because, well, I myself am a survivor and a resultant client, patient of their caregiving, and so I've really picked on that one for a few years now. That treatment for me, Shelley, was some 10, 11 years ago. So again, it's an opportunity to raise money, and it gets sent in a way that takes it straight to the research labs and straight to the docs that are doing that, and we can send it into a fund that's a best use fund. And so through that, I've grown, and I've grown to have some good experiences up at Duke University, and I've gotten to be a part of some meetings of the minds and learn about it. And so this year is going to be an effort to raise just awareness of the change, awareness of the research that's going on, and hopefully we'll have a nice little check to send up there to those folks to continue that great research.
Excellent. You have quite the story of survival. You survived a plane crash in addition to cancer. It is quite the story, for sure.
Well, I didn't know we were going to travel down this path today, Shelley, but we can. I've used that as best I can through the years to try to make some positive influence on other people's lives, and
you have
try to be an example of hope. So yeah, I've been through quite a bit. I crashed an airplane in 1998, had 15 fractures in the blink of an eye, and so pretty amazing to survive that. I got a statistic for you. Are you ready for a statistic?
Sure.
So 80% of the people that fall 20 feet don't survive.
Wow. Okay.
So you got to think about that a minute. So
yep.
I came out of the sky from quite a ways up, and survive. So yeah, quite the survival guy, I suppose.
Yes, you are. And you're paying it forward and helping people, which is so important. And I love what you're doing with this truck show and with the fundraising for various organizations. This is really neat. And this is something that our driver community can really get around. They're very generous.
No question about that. These are the heartbeat of America, folks, and these are, I think you referred to them as the salted earth,
Uh-huh.
and that it is. And within the trucking industry are people of of totally all walks of life, and so
Yep.
it's quite an honor to serve a group like that, and to be able to get that wide spectrum of folks. And so there's three. So we've covered two of mine. So do we go from here on to number three?
The third charity? Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah. So in our city here, the capital city of Columbia, South Carolina, there is a children's home, Epworth Children's Home. And I drove by that place, I guess, 25 years, and not really even knowing it was right there in the heart of the capital city, and certainly not knowing what it was and what it does. And I want to say it again, because if helping a child's on your mind of anybody that's our listeners out there, if they look up Epworth Children's Home in Columbia, South Carolina, it has just got an unbelievable wow factor of they literally take children from infant to late teens, and the goal is to take children and families and enable them to become reunited and to build bridges for so many troubles that trouble families today.
Right.
And they do that on a magnificent scale. But what's even more magnificent, Shelley, is if they take an infant child and for some reason, and in some cases, obviously, they're not able to rebuild those family units or reconnect those parents and children, and many times it's the parents that aren't able to reconnect, certainly not the children. They will follow that child all the way through high school, and if the child has the inclination, they will take that child through the college years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty fabulous stuff. So those are my three charities. It's the Special Olympics, the Cancer Institute, and the Epworth Children's Home. So
Wonderful, wonderful nonprofits.
now
for
America
sure.
knows the heart of Mideastern.
That's right. What a tremendous heart you have. This is terrific. And that just adds more allure, if you will, for your custom cruise-in. It's something that will make drivers maybe want to stop by even more, which is good.
Yeah. Well, we hope so. We try to do the thing. We try to do the right thing and try to run our business in the right way, and something that everybody on our team can be proud to be a part of.
Excellent. We have to go to break here, Joe. I want to talk a little bit more about some other information about the show, and we can talk a little bit about your company, all of the above. You're listening to the Truckers Network radio show here on TNCRadio.live. I'm Shelley Johnson, and I'm talking with Joe Witt. He's the founder of the Mideastern Cruise-In. He's the owner of Mideastern Chrome Stop. Stay tuned for more great information coming up. TNCRadio.live is proud to carry the Steve Summers Overnight Drive Show. TNCRadio.live is dedicated to commercial drivers. We offer the news, traffic, and weather you need, and the entertainment, sports, talk, music, and celebrity interviews you want to hear 24/7. We have original shows and trucker podcasts that feature some of your favorites, like Ice Road Alex Debogorski and America's Truckin' Sweetheart Marcia Campbell. TNCRadio.live is convenient and designed for professional drivers. The best part is we're free, and you can listen anywhere you are on the road. With just one tap, you can tune into Steve Summers and us right on your phone. Simply download our app by going to app.tncradio.live. That's app.tncradio.live. Welcome back to the Truckers Network radio show on TNCradio.live. I'm Shelley Johnson, and I'm talking with Joe Witt. He's the founder of the Mideastern Cruise-In in South Carolina. That's coming up this month. He's also the owner of Mideastern Chrome Stop. Joe, you said you had some more information about the Cruise-In that's going to be raising money for Duke Cancer Institute. You said there's a list of vendors that are going to be there this month?
Yeah, so we're going to have some of the vendors that come and participate during our event. But, man, this is a great opportunity here, Shelley, for me to give a little shout out to a little promo, if you will, to all the various vendors and manufacturers that are always so generously a part of this and support us and allow us to have items for raffles and items for door prizes and items for goodie bags for all of our registors. And yeah, that'd be great. Can I
Sure.
can I
Oh,
run down the list a
absolutely.
little bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've Belmore Lund and Roadworks. Roadworks Exhaust. Uh, Roadworks has a very extensive line of stainless steel accessories. They participate. Grand Rock Exhaust. United Pacific Parts. I would say that every truck driver that's listening about America has seen a blue United Pacific packaging. Maxima Lighting is a participant. Multi-Prinz is a cargo control type company. They participate with us. And Velvac Industries, that lots of different hardware, airlines, electrical lines, fittings, etc., fuel caps, mirrors. They have quite an extensive line. There's just a few, Shelley. Do I keep going?
If you want to, absolutely. It's always good to give credit
Yeah.
to everybody because it's also
Oh,
a
yeah.
great
So we've
cause. Yeah.
we've got Grand General products, full line of accessories and lighting. We've got Retract. That's they are a part of our bumper guards and grills and that sort of front end protection. They are participating. They have that's one of the items we're going to have is a truck front grill guard and mounting kit. Reflex Allen is participating. They are air and electrical. Brackatron, they are really heavy duty brackets for the trucking industry to hold your phone or your guidance device or your tablet to keep up with your information. They have great products for that. Easol brand of lubricants and cleaners and various products participating. Zephyr Polish, Renegade Maverick brand of polishes, Valley Chrome Plating, Bumper, Wingmaster Products gift certificate. Man, we've got a pretty big list here. I
You
need a
really
drink of
do.
water, Shelley. You need to kick in for me a minute.
Okay, sure, not a problem. Well, this is always fun. I think that's what people also like about these kind of events. Not only can they see the big rigs and they can wander around and see the vendors. People like to check out products, try them, all kinds of stuff, ask questions. And this is always something that people like.
Yeah. So we've got Hogue-Built, really well-known fender manufacturer, high-end fender manufacturer across the country. Be a nice set of Hogue-Built fenders there. Somebody will get a great grab on or a prize. And then we've got Aranda Truck Accessories off the West Coast. Really make some cool items. We've got California Custom, a real good line of polishing products that's been around a long time and founded and still run today by a guy that's really a Heart of America guy for California Custom. Even car freshener for those folks out there that need a little help with the smelly in their truck.
Sure.
Yeah, just trying to make a joke of that a little bit.
Well, everybody could
So,
use a little help like that once in a while.
yeah, yeah. So, there's this really crazy product, Shelley, by Brown Ox Ventures, but it's called Of All Things. And I couldn't believe it when we started selling it. It
Bull snot.
just almost did bull snot.
Yep. Yep.
I couldn't bring myself to it. And man, what a great product that Van Brown has, and
Hmm.
and what a generous guy he is, and
He's
just
super.
a great company. Yeah.
I've had him on my show, and I remember the first time I encountered the name bull snot. I'm like, what's the history behind that? There's got to be a backstory here. What, yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Well, Van's quite an interesting character, and a lot of accolades to go with him that are way before the bull snot adventure. But boy, have we had great success with bull snot. So that's neat that you're familiar with that.
Hmm.
Yeah, we also have Miss Carita products, which is some safety products as well as some cargo related products. We've got Clear Plus wiper blades. That's a vendor we've recently taken on. That's with us. We've got Clean and Cool products. That's those window sunblock or even insulator for keeping it warm in there as well. And those are some really neat products. So
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I've
yes,
not heard of that. Clean and Cool, you said?
yeah, it's called Clean and Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Bohr has Clean and Cool, and some really neat products. We've sold those for several years now.
Okay.
We got Deflector Shield, the mud flap folks out of the Midwest, and we've also got front ends for trucks, which is down out of the central southern tip of our country, down out of Texas. And, we also got there's a little diversity because we also sell a bit of stuff for the RV and supplies and RV and camping industry here at some space we have at our Manning location. So
Okay.
Camco products will have some of their stuff.
Neat. Well, there are a lot of drivers who have
Yep.
RVs. They like to drive. Isn't that kind of interesting? They drive all the time, and then they want to drive again on vacation.
And then let's do some more driving, and let's hook up to that camper or get in that RV and
Yeah,
and do some more. Yeah,
exactly.
but they get to
Yeah.
take their families with them.
The nice thing is about professional drivers, they know how to drive an RV. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. So maybe then maybe some folks ought to think about when they see the RV guys. Well, not all of them are non-driving people. Some of them are really professional drivers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we also got Lifetime Nut Covers, a longtime vendor that participates, and Lock and Lube is getting to be a pretty popular product. They do a great job of marketing, and they have some neat products for the do-it-yourselfers in the lubrication and in the air business. We also have Phoenix Design and Manufacturing. We also have Prime Seating. We've done real well with Prime Seating, and so somebody's going to get a prize or a deal of a nice brand new truck seat that's
cool.
got lots of options. Yeah.
What kind of seat?
And
Do you know?
ma'am,
What kind of seat will people win?
so the seat is a pretty high end line of an air ride seat for a truck.
Okay.
So somebody's going to get to replace their seat that's perhaps worn a bit. So pretty nice little prize to get a complete seat given away.
Yeah, it is. Those things aren't cheap.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a good seat, it will wear on you. I mean, that's so important.
So important. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're happy about that. Those folks really stepping up to help us out. And so kind of winding it down here, there's Robert James Enterprises, the bug screens, winter fronts, tank covers folks have have sent some stuff for us to participate in. Steering creations. You talk about the seat. You need something good to sit on, and you need a good steering wheel to hold on to.
Oh, yeah.
And so those folks have done real good. And we've also got the trucks accessories line. They've got a pretty full line of accessories and lights now, and those guys are stepping in. And then the shifters. You got to have something good to sit on. You got to have something good to hold on to, and then you got to have something good to change those gears. And twisted shifters. Those are some fine folks we've done business with for a number of years, and so they're also participating with us. And so that's kind of our vendor list. That takes you through
Excellent.
that.
Well, people have lots to look at. This is good. I mean, that's half the fun, kind of wandering around, checking out stuff for trucks, and people like that. They want to see what they can get to make their job easier or make their truck prettier, all of the above. We do have to go to break here, Joe. I wanted to talk a little bit when we come back about your company. And then, of course, let people know where they can find the Cruise-In, the best way to get there, all of that, accommodations around there, if they're campgrounds, that sort of thing. But we can cover that when we come back in our next segment. I'm talking with Joe Witt. He's the founder of Mideastern Cruise-In in South Carolina and the owner of Mideastern Chrome Stop. You're listening to the Truckers Network radio show here on TNCRadio.live. Stay tuned for more coming up. The Truckers Network helps professional drivers save money and makes their lives easier. We were created for drivers by a commercial driver. We know the industry and driver needs. A Truckers Network membership offers exclusive discounts through our trusted partners on things like truck care, truck parking, tires, oil changes, fuel additives, fitness, roadside assistance, first aid kits, driver training, and a whole lot more. Start saving today. Check us out at app.thetruckersnetwork.net. That's app.thetruckersnetwork.net. The trucking industry keeps America running thanks to the 3.36 million professional truck drivers who deliver everyday goods to 80% of American communities who rely on trucking for that last mile. The industry represents a diverse group with nearly half of drivers at 42% as minorities. Trucking Moves America Forward, or TMAF, educates the public on the essentiality of trucking by telling the story of trucking and its positive impact on our economy, communities, and lives. Learn how you can join the industry movement by visiting truckingmovesamerica.com. Welcome back to the Truckers Network radio show on TNCRadio.live. I'm Shelley Johnson, and I'm talking with Joe Witt. He's the founder of the Mideastern Cruise-In in South Carolina. That's coming up this month real quick. He's also the owner of Mideastern Chrome Stop. Joe, in our previous segment, you went through a lot of the vendors that people can see at the Cruise-In. That's always half the fun, too. But before we go over more details about the Cruise-In and location and the things that people want to know, I wanted to talk about your company, Mideastern Chrome Stop. What is it? When did it start? What's it all about?
Great, Shelley, and thank you for taking us down that path. So Mideastern started 1985 as Mideastern Truck Wash. So in circa 1985, I was generating 100% of the Mideastern revenue from washing trucks here behind the Travel Centers of America, what was then the Union 76, in the days of the old orange ball that many of the drivers now don't even realize. But so we were just washing trucks, and through the years, Shelley, just has been, nothing is certain but change. And so through the years, there's been lots of growth, lots of diversity, and lots of change. And as the COVID time approached, the truck wash segment of the business was becoming much more and more difficult to manage and to run and to make it stay healthy as a company goes. So we're no longer doing the truck wash, but we are still alive and well in big fashion here in Manning. We're just no longer doing the truck wash here. So at this location here at Manning on I-95, we have the Chrome Shop where we serve the truckers and in quite a diverse array of goods available to them. much more than just the chrome accessories. But we also have the RV and supplies business in one of the old segments where the truck chrome business started, and we also have our graphics department here where we do vehicle lettering, and that sort of took us into the sign business as well. But it's primarily for the truck vehicle lettering that we started that. So that sort of covers us here in Manning. The building on the sites, there's 3 parcels here. The building that was originally for the truck wash is currently under demolition, construction, reconstruction to become a warehouse facility for the company to warehouse these products so we can serve our customers better. Yeah.
Excellent. Where do people find your company? I assume you have a website.
We do. Mideastern.com no longer has truck wash in the name, and the Mideastern website is right in the throes of redevelopment. So if you do take a look there, we invite you to go look there, but be patient with us for a little while. It's soon to have a new breakout. So you can find us there. You can email any of us. Email myself, Joe at Mideastern.com. Office or sales at Mideastern.com. We're easy to find that way. Phone numbers? Do we want to give phone numbers, Shelley?
If you want, sure.
Give out a phone number?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. So 803 is the area code here for both stores, 803-473-4245. And you can always ask for me or ask for any of the store help, and we'll be glad to help you. And if you need to get to the store over on I-26, again, the area code 803-737-3381. So over in Manning, I-95 exit 119. Over in the Columbia area, I-26 exit 125. So we're pretty easy to get a hold of.
Yep. So I wanted to swing back to the Cruise-In. What is the date on that? Where do people find it?
Cruise-In is April 22nd, and it's at the Gaston Mideastern location at Gaston, South Carolina. It's along I-26, exit 125. Real easy to find, real easy on and off the interstate there. Again, Gaston, South Carolina, I-26, exit 125. It's just east of Columbia, South Carolina.
And is there admission? How does all that work?
No admission, no registration fee. We just want you to come, join us, enjoy the camaraderie. We're going to have food. We generally try to put on a good spread. This year we're going to have some fabulous barbecue that is being prepared by an award-winning barbecue cook here in South Carolina. And so we're going to have some really great barbecue and all the fixings that go with that. And we just ask for a donation for the food, Shelley, for whatever people feel in their heart. And it's not required. We just request it, and all of that money is going to pass right through to the Duke Cancer Research. Mideastern puts this event on for our people just out of appreciation for the generosity and their support over all these years.
Excellent. If people have questions about this, can they reach out to you directly?
Absolutely. I truly have an open door policy here in my office, and rarely is my office door ever closed, Shelley. So they can visit me here. They can visit our store. They can call us at either one. They can call me at 803-473-4245, or they can email me with questions to Joe at Mideastern.com. They can find Mideastern Chrome Stop on Facebook, on Instagram. So we're out here easy to find, no question about that.
Terrific. This sounds like it's going to be nothing but a good time. Mideastern Cruise-In, and I see on your brochure you're calling it Mideastern Cruise-In Recharged. That's always cool. With food, fun, games, giveaways. It's for a good cause. And be there or be square, right?
Righto. For sure. Yeah. We're looking forward to a fantastic day. And Shelley, I thank you so much for allowing me to get on here and for all of these wonderful comments about Mideastern, allowing me to share my story. and just we're looking forward to a great day and great camaraderie and fellowship with a lot of fine folks.
Well, you're very welcome. We love what you're doing, and we want to get the publicity out there for this event. This is definitely something that drivers can appreciate, and people who aren't drivers for that matter. You're listening to the Truckers Network radio show here on TNCRadio.live. Stay tuned for more great primetime entertainment and information coming up right here on TNCRadio.live. Thank you for listening to another great interview on TNCRadio.live and the Truckers Network radio show. All of the material you hear on TNCRadio.live on our website, our broadcasts, or our podcasts are copyrighted. There can be no distribution without the express consent of TNCRadio.live and its partners. For inquiries, write us at info@tncradio.live. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast of the Truckers Network radio show.